Obsidian just launched the official roadmap here for Grounded 2, man, of what we can expect to be added in the game for the end of 2025 into 2026 and even beyond, man. And I tell you what, guys, it is chock full of some awesome stuff. Let's dive right into it. Take a look at the fall update, which this one is going to be sooner than we expect, I think. We literally are, what, the end of July at the time of recording this video, so we have August and even September, which is technically fall for a handful of people, so maybe we'll see this at max, you know, in the next 2 months come to the game. But the very first one, we have a park change or addition. That's going to bring the AXL recipes and AXL's Arena. Not only that, we are getting the building grid, which says features, so new features being added. We're getting a building grid, and then also various quality of life improvements. Again, always look forward to some quality of life stuff. There is still a lot that they need to touch on here for the early access release. Additionally, we're getting something new here for the buggies. Check this out. It says we're getting a hot pouch on the buggies. Now, I'm not exactly sure what that means. Maybe that means that we can put food, eat it on the go. Maybe there's like something specifically related to a hot pouch. And it sounds very intriguing. I love the new buggy system here for Grounded 2, so obviously it's going to be really awesome when they do drop that one. Next up, we have creatures. So we have the AXL Park Boss. So it looks like it's going to probably be in the AXL's Arena, as if I had to take a guess. We've got the AXL Armor, the AXL weapons as well, and then the AXL furniture pieces. And then we're also getting some Japanese text and Brazilian Portuguese text here for the fall update. And I think for the game just dropping here in early access, this is huge to expect right around the corner. Now, naturally, the developers could have probably already had this in their pockets and then just held it on purpose to output some content sooner than later, right? Hopefully aids in keeping their player base active with updates like this. And I'm very excited to check out this AXL stuff, and it looks like a pretty meaty update we could expect here as early in fall. Moving on to the winter update, again, still within the 2025. Obviously, we have the first one being the Steam Deck verified Steam Deck cross-play with Microsoft account, and then the Rogue Ally device as well, getting platform support. I know a lot of people are going to be happy about this one. They're going to be able to play Grounded 2 on the go, dude, while they are traveling, and I know everybody that is in that situation is going to be more than happy to get their hands on and play the game, you know, on the go. So really awesome here. The next one, we don't get to see what the park change is. They've got it kind of crossed out. I'm assuming they just don't want to spoil whatever new regions or areas that they're going to be adding into the game, which is awesome. Next up, we have new features being added in with the winter update as well. We have the playgrounds. I'm not exactly sure what that's referring to. We have Sour 2.0, which is probably some sort of device. If I had to take a guess, we have the Peeper 2.0. So again, that's going to be related to the, I'm assuming, the peeping tool that we have where you press X on your keyboard to peep out bugs and everything to inspect them. That would be what my guess is, with it being a 2.0. And then we also have Coziness. Now, from my understanding, the Coziness is probably directly relating to different item pieces and decorative item pieces having a coziness level, basically increasing, you know, your coziness level in your area that you live or your base or, you know, a house or whatever. It will then basically give you better or more benefits, right? Or like a longer rested bonus type of thing where maybe you'll gain more experience, or maybe you'll be more resilient, or maybe you'll have more health or stamina. You know, there's a lot of different variations to coziness mechanics in other games, but one of the biggest ones that comes to my mind is like Valheim, and I know that is something that developers have mentioned in dev live streams. So that's kind of what I'm leaning to when it comes to this coziness here, and maybe the coziness level, and, you know, exactly how that feature will play a part in, but nevertheless, I'm excited to see it come here in the winter update. Now, moving on to the next one, and honestly the biggest one that I'm excited about, and that is a new buggy being added into the game, and that is the Ladybug buggy, dude. These guys are massive in size compared to you inside of the game. They're very tough early on if you tried to smack a ladybug, which I think everybody probably did when diving into Grounded for the very first time. So I'm very excited to see this in action and what all the mechanics are that the Ladybug can do and can't do, and I believe tankiness probably is going to be one of the biggest ones here, just because of the sheer size and how much health it has by default in Grounded 2, but very excited for that. Speaking of buggy, we also are getting the Peeper on the buggy, which again makes me think that we don't have to get off the buggy to press X to inspect, you know, or to do anything. We should be able to potentially do that on our buggy, which again is really nice. We have additional quality of life and interaction improvements here for the buggy system. They don't just specifically state for the Ladybug, but buggies in general. So I'm very excited to see what new mechanics and what new things and new features and stuff and quality of life things that they add in here for the buggies for us to either interact with them or use them to do different things or different tasks inside of the game. Very exciting. Next up, we also have new creatures being added. That's going to be the cricket, the earwig, and new variants of existing insects. Additionally, we'll have the new Tier 3 equipment and the Tier 3 Omni tool unlocks, along with the Mushroom Set 2.0, new furniture, and new base defenses. I honestly think getting any new buggies whatsoever at this point in Grounded 2 and adding new creatures into the game for me to go and kill, harvest their resources, and then go back and analyze it to see what items I can craft are probably the two things that excite me the most when it comes to this roadmap. But in general, I think it's another big solid update that we can expect here for the end of 2025. And honestly, with the fall and winter update, that's going to be a massive change here for Grounded 2, and it's going to be adding in a ton of content that I think for sure will keep players active here in the game for the remainder of 2025. Now, moving on to summer of 2026 here, starting us off, once again, we can't see the new zone or area because it's been crossed off and marked off, but we can see we're getting Smoothies 2.0, Swimming 2.0, and Zip Lines, dude. Zip Lines! Let's go, dude. That's going to be awesome for traversing the map, especially if you can utilize some buggies on the zip lines. That would be really cool. You know how ants can obviously crawl across, you know, a piece of string or something. So that's going to be, I'm going to be very curious to see how that functions. Speaking of buggies, though, we're also getting watery buggies. So it looks like we're going to be getting potentially new buggies related to water bugs. They probably haven't named exactly what the bug creature is going to be yet, but they've got plans to bring some sort of water buggies, which again is awesome. You'll love to see that. Additionally, they're also bringing and introducing new watery creatures. I wonder, does this mean that our new zone that's hidden back here is actually going to be a water zone? And the reason why I'm wondering that is because we've got water buggies being introduced, watery creatures being introduced, and then we also have watery equipment, as you can see down here, and then we also have watery bases, dude. Yes! So it looks like the new zone is probably going to be some sort of water related, which is awesome. We're also going to be getting new tier equipment. We've got new tier Omni tool unlocks, and then, like I said, the watery equipment as well. Woo! That's going to be awesome, dude, especially for a summer update. That is actually very fitting to be water themed. But yeah, you love to see it. I can't wait to find out more information related to which water buggies we're going to be getting and water creatures that we can check out, and also the zip lines along with the watery bases. That's a big one. That's a big one. We'll talk more about that one in 2026 when we find out more information there. And lastly, here we've got the future plans. Check this out. Once again, we don't get to see the new zone, but maybe we can speculate what it's going to be based on the rest of the information. But we've got passive mutations and active mutations 2.0. Again, absolute game changers here when it comes to the mutations and utilizing those alongside your build to just really hone in on the play style that, you know, of your choice, either solo or in a group. You love to see that. I'm excited to see the passive mutation benefits on top of the new 2.0 active ones. We also are going to be getting obviously more new buggies, buggy mutations. Ooh, that means buggies are going to have new skills, or you can modify the health or the HP or the attack, you know, whatever you want based on that mutation for the buggy, dude. Oh, that's so nice. We've got buggy customization, buggy progression. So that's going to be interesting. I'm very curious to see how that correlates. Is that going to be very similar to Arc, where we're going to actually be able to pump into and level up different buggies for different tasks or different things? That's going to be very interesting to find out more information there. Obviously, we'll have new creatures, new park bosses being added, new Colossi. I'm not sure what Colossi is. We've got new armors, new weapons, Omni tool upgrades, new archetypes. Ooh, new archetypes. That's cool. That's like your class system in the game. I didn't realize that they were going to be changing that or adding more. That's really nice. We've got new building materials, new buildings, customization, base moving. Once again, another big one here. That's going to be huge as well. A big game changer for the game's progression when it comes to moving your base. And then we obviously got a bunch of handful of languages here for text inside of the game. Damn, I actually thought I was going to be the most excited for the fall and winter updates, but looking at the summer of 2026 for the water biome and all the water stuff, along with the future plan stuff, dude, I don't know, man. It's a toss-up. I'm not sure which one I'm the most excited about. Anyways, guys, that's going to be pretty much wrapping up the brand new roadmap. You let me know what your favorite thing was was that they revealed down below in the comment section. As always, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe here on the channel for more Grounded 2 content. And lastly here, if you guys want to stay up to date with me or just jump into my Discord community where we talk everything about Grounded 2, you can do so by utilizing the link down below in the description. But with that being said, as always, guys, I'll see you on the next one.